Welcome to today's episode, where we delve into the story of Jezebel, one of the most infamous figures in the Bible, known for her idolatry, manipulation, and rebellion against God. Jezebel's life offers lessons on the dangers of pride, wickedness, and turning away from the one true God. This story is in 1st and 2nd Kings. Jezebel was the daughter of Baal, the king of Sidon, a powerful Phoenician city. She married King Ahab of Israel, forging an alliance between their two nations. But this marriage was more of political because it brought pagan worship into Israel. Jezebel was a devoted worshipper of Baal, the Phoenician god of fertility and storms. Through Ahab, she introduced Baal worship into Israel, building altars and temples for this false god. The Bible says in 1 Kings 16 verse 33, Ahab did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel who were before him. Jezebel was at the heart of this rebellion. Jezebel's hatred for the God of Israel was fierce. She sought to eradicate this worship entirely, ordering the killing of all his prophets. Hundreds were massacred, and then the rest who survived were now forced into hiding. But even in her reign of terror, God raised up faithful servants like Obadiah, the one that hid 100 prophets in caves to protect them from Jezebel's wrath, and then Elijah. God's response to Jezebel's defiance came through the prophet Elijah. In a dramatic showdown on Mount Carmel, Elijah challenged the prophet of Baal to prove whose God was real. The prophet of Baal cried out to their God all day, but no fire came. When it was Elijah's turn, Elijah raised his hand to God of heaven, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and let it be known today that you are God in Israel. And when Elijah was done praying, fire fell. The people fell on their faces crying, "The Lord, He is God." Elijah then ordered the execution of Baal's prophets, striking a decisive blow against Jezebel's influence. When Jezebel heard about the slaughter of Baal's prophets, she sent a message to Elijah, vowing to kill him within 24 hours. Despite his victory on Mount Carmel, Elijah fled for his life, discouraged and overwhelmed. But God met him in his despair, provided food for him, water, and strength to continue his mission. Jezebel's wickedness reached new heights in the story of Naboth's vineyard. King Ahab converted a vineyard owned by Naboth, a righteous man who refused to sell it, saying, "The Lord forbid I should give you the inheritance of my ancestors." King Ahab went back into the palace, sulking, refusing to eat. Jezebel mocked Ahab's weakness and took matters into her own hands. She started writing letters in Ahab's name and sealing it with his seal. In these letters, she orchestrated a scheme accusing Naboth of blasphemy and treason. False witnesses testified against him, and Naboth was stoned to death. Now, with Naboth out of the way, King Ahab seized the vineyard, but God sent Elijah to confront them, declaring, "Dogs will devour Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel." Years later, God raised up Jehu to fulfill his judgment against Jezebel and the house of Ahab. Jehu rode into Jezreel, where Jezebel awaited him in her palace. She was applying her makeup and dressing regally before going to confront Jehu from a window. In a final act of defense, Jezebel adorned herself as a queen, mocking Jehu from the palace window. "Is it peace, you Jimri, murderer of your master?" Jehu shouted, "Who is on my side? Throw her down." Now we can see Jezebel down from the window in her own splattered around the walls and horses, as prophesied by Elijah. Dogs devoured her body, leaving nothing but her hands, feet, and skull. Jezebel's life was a stark warning about the consequences of pride, idolatry, and rebellion against God. Her name became synonymous with wickedness, and her story stands as a reminder that no one can defy God and escape his judgment. Jezebel's story may be dark, but it also highlights God's judgment and his sovereignty over the affairs of nations. What lesson can we learn from her rise and fall? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the Bible. Until next time, bye.